And we got Chris, of all people, for the killing blow. Yeah.
Ah, so you are ready for your first boss battle against the big marionette with puppets, and you have to get the ones on the left, then you get Shabazz on the right, then cautiously approach the stage. Beware of the powerful magics. The freeze level 3, it will devastate your forces. But first, we must have some previews from Mark Stone 9999 Gaming.
大盗賊ジッポの盗みにより世界は再び邪悪に満ちた深い闇に覆われようとしていた。
Tactical Battle Story Shining Force 2 from Mega Drive
大いなる物語が動き始める。
セガ My son is missing. Have you seen him? Please help us find our son. I have a favor to ask of you. Grant it, and the ship is all yours. What do you say? Yes. My grandson is missing. If you find him and bring him back, my ship is yours. So, Max Stone, please find my grandson. Please find my grandson. Please help us find our son. Heir's grandson? Yes, he went in a tent, never came out. That's strange. I'll let you in to look for him. Be careful. Some of those people look dangerous. Alright, here we go. First boss fight. Oh yeah.
Well, Max Stone, remember me? You'll soon wish you'd taken my advice in Alterone. Come, my pets. Look who's come to play with you. Why, it's the Shining Force. I leave you in good hands, Max Stone. I have more vital matters to attend to right now.
Tactician Max, we need your help.
Ah, so you are ready for your first boss battle against the big marionette with puppets, and you have to get the ones on the left, then you get Shabazz on the right, then cautiously approach the stage. Beware of the powerful magics. The freeze level 3. It will devastate your forces.
Okay, as mentioned before, this is the first considered boss battle, Battle 7, the famous tent battle. I'm going to face enemies in here that I won't face any other time in the game. Very unusual. A couple of dolls, basically a bunch of dolls. Animated, undead dolls, I guess you'd call them. I don't know. But these enemies are very unique because you'll never face them again. Unlike the damn bats, for example, that seem to never go away and you face them multiple battles. I don't know if there's any other battle like this with unique enemies. I think there's actually an ocean-going one that has unique enemies, but yeah, in this battle, I'll face these dolls, these marionettes, or whatever you call them, and never again. So, as Tactician Max stated, first you gotta kind of get there's like 3 dolls on the left, then you've got a couple bats, which the bats are ridiculously easy by now on the right. They're just annoying more than anything. They can put you to sleep, but even to some of your weak characters now, they're just going to do like maybe 3 damage to your weakest characters. So the bats are kind of they're no problem at all. These dolls, their defense isn't terribly high, but their offense is okay. There's 2 of what's called dire clowns that are up in the top. They're more difficult, and they kind of have unique looking appearances. But the boss here, I think it's called the Marionette, can use freeze level 3, which can almost kills Max Stone. Fortunately it didn't, but it almost kills him. Oh yes. Yeah. So basically, I didn't go on the stage till I tackled all the enemies before going onto the stage. I went to go get some treasure chests and whatnot. One of the treasure chests has a, I think it's called a steel bolt, or steel bow and arrow. I forget what it's called exactly, but it's a serious upgrade for Hans. He'll be able to hit much harder with it. Of course, it's very important to level up your mages, just because their magic can just hit multiple enemies at once and is incredibly powerful. Anri concentrates in freeze spells, whereas Tao is more the blaze magic. So I level up Anri and she gets freeze level 1. And I think eventually she'll get blaze level 2, but at a much later level than Tao. But freeze is basically Anri's specialty and blaze is Tao's specialty. Because every character in Shining Force is unique. Even if they're in similar class, they're unique. They have unique stat growths. Like some characters are strong early on and then they kind of peter out. Other characters need a lot of tender loving care and then they get really powerful late in the game. Like the Knight Arthur, for example, is the best knight, but you have to really work on him. And then other characters are pretty much even throughout the game. Like your leader character is probably pretty even throughout the game. You know, and not all characters are created equal. Some are just plainly better than others. And of course, one character, which is pretty much for comic relief, is Yogurt. I don't know if he's called Yogurt or Yogurt, but he's basically a hamster with a battle helmet, and he's a joke character. He's not meant to be taken seriously at all. He's by far the weakest character, and I'll kind of talk about him when he comes up, but he's just he's meant for comic relief more than anything. So all the mage characters, which is basically 2 of the healers, Chris and Lao, and then the 2 mages, Anri and Tao, they all have power staffs. So now they all hit for a decent amount of damage. So if I run out of magic, they can hit a little bit harder with their power staffs. Later on, of course, they'll get staffs, I think, that improve their magic abilities, which, you know, they're meant to be spellcasters, whether healers or direct damage spells. So they'll get staffs later on that improve their magic, I think. And I think there's also staffs that'll they'll regenerate magic points over time, which is very important. Like I'm actually not sure if there's any kind of item that can restore magic points. I'm not sure. If there are items that restore magic points, they're later in the game, because I haven't come across any yet. So at this stage of the game, once you run out of magic points, that's it. Your mage character is basically just a weak fighter with no defense, because the mages never have any defense. That's pretty much true. I mean, that's pretty much true in any game, that wizards and mages are glass cannons. They hit hard with their spells, but they have no defense to direct physical attack. And this game is no different in that regard. So after this battle, I will get 2 more characters that put me over the max that I'm allowed to field. Right now, I think I'm actually at the maximum characters that I can field, which is 12. Which is, I'm pretty sure it's your leader, because your leader is always present in every battle. Your leader plus 11 other characters for a total of 12. It's either that or your leader plus 12 characters, but I think it's a grand total of 12. Your leader plus 11 characters of your choice. And any more than that, and you have to sit them on the sidelines. So choices have to be made of who you're going to bring and who you're going to sideline. And unfortunately, characters that are sidelined won't gain experience or levels. Other games have a mechanic where like party members that sit on the sidelines will still gain experience and stuff. But not this game. This is like early age of RPGs. Early age of turn-based strategy RPGs. So I've got tough decisions to make of who I'm going to sit out and who's going to fight. And it might change with every battle. Like certain battles I might need more of a certain character, or might need more mages in one battle versus another, or more direct physical fighters. There's a grand total of 30 characters in the game. Some of them will join your party automatically as part of the story, and others you have to find, and you can very much miss them if you don't find them. Gong, for example, like I could have passed over him and missed him, and I would have never been able. Once you go to the next chapter, that's it. You've lost your chance to find that character. So, grand total of 30 characters, but you can only field 11 of them with your leader. So, I realized this later on, but I'm reading a kind of a guide for this game, and the items that improve your stats, you want to save those until after you promote your characters. The promotion system in this game is kind of one of its weak points. Basically, at level 10, you can promote your characters at the church to a higher class. But when you do so, you initially lose your stats, and you start back at level 1. But your character will get really stronger over time and stuff. But it's kind of a weird system because you don't want to necessarily promote right at level 10. You want to like wait a few levels at least after that, because I guess your stats will be like when you go back to level 1, your stats will be higher depending on when you promoted. So you don't necessarily want to promote right at level 10, but you don't want to wait around forever either. I think a lot of people choose to promote between like level 15 and 20. But anyway, the stat boosting items, you're better off using them when you're already promoted. And you have to be strategic of when you promote, because your characters initially will get weaker when you promote. So you don't want to promote all your characters at once, or you're going to have a hard time. So you have to kind of stagger promotions and decide when you're going to do certain promotions and whatnot. But when your characters are promoted, though, they look pretty awesome. They definitely look like they're real warriors. It's pretty awesome.
Freeze, you motherfucker!
Oh, sorry for the swear word. I try not to swear that much. Oh no, I guess maybe that means my video will be demonetized. Yeah, I'm probably never gonna monetize, but I don't care. I like this stuff. I like making these videos.
Max Stone, I will turn you to frozen stone.
Take this, you vile wench! Yeah, double strike, yeah! And we got Chris, of all people, for the killing blow, yeah! Alright, we rescued the kid, and that's concludes the first boss battle. I'd say one of the first really epic battles in Shining Force. Plenty more epic battles to come. We're just getting started here. Oh yes. And Max Stone is going to celebrate with a dance around the circus. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to Max Stone 9999 Gaming. Yeah.